Dear students, today we will continue with the next reporting concept called BRS, Bank Reconciliation Statement. And as you know, the Bank Reconciliation Statement is one type of report which allows to compare personal bank account records with the book of accounts. Okay, maybe for example, in your book, there may be entries, bank entries, but sometimes the bank entries in the bank passbook will not match with our books which are in the accounts. And to match the information, there is a concept called BRS, Bank Reconciliation Statement. So how it happens? Sometime what happens? Maybe you will give check for the post dated date. Maybe for example, if the today is the date 7th of August, maybe you will give the check for the 15th of August. Then the check will come to bank after 15th. But in our book, we have entered the check entry on 7th only. So then there may be differences in the bank cash. And to correct that one or to find out whether the bank balance is matching with the books of accounts which are in the our company. And to do this type of concept, we'll call it as a BRS statement. How we can take BRS in Tally? Go to Gateway of Tally, Display, Account Books to display Account Books menu, and then select the ledger, then select the bank account from the list of ledger. This is one method. Or directly you can go to Account Books, Bank or Cash Book option, and then we can press in the bank book, we can press F5, that is reconcile button from the button bar to display the bank reconciliation statement. Okay, here you can see the bank reconciliation statement, how it appears. Maybe you have taken the entry 3/9/2015, there may be a cash entry, and you want to take this bank date as maybe 7/9. That means we can specify on which date this entry is come into bank. If it is on the same date, you can enter 3/9, or if it is on the next date or maybe some other date, then you can enter that bank date in this area. Then the reconciliation statement is created on the basis of this, the date given in this bank date area. Okay, that's the concept of reconciliation statement. Then interest calculation in Tally. So Tally has one interesting feature, that is interest calculation on any sum. Maybe for example, if the amount is pending from the debtor, for that pending amount after the credit period, maybe you have to given the credit period as 15 days. After the credit period, we can fetch or we can take the interest from the debtor by using this interest calculation concept. And this interest calculation may be in two ways, advanced mode and simple mode. Okay, and on the outstanding balance amount, outstanding bills or invoice or transaction, that is receivable or on payable, there may be interest calculation. So we can take interest calculation in simple mode in this way. First, go to Gateway of Tally and activate the interest calculation option to yes by pressing F11 features and in that accounting features. Okay, and do not activate that, use advanced parameters, just take the accounting interest calculation to yes. Then afterwards, at the time of ledger creation, maybe if you are creating any debtors ledger or maybe any ledger, then there may be one new option called activate interest calculation, and if you take it as yes, then interest parameter subscreen is displayed. You can see here. So on which interest rate you want to collect the interest, maybe on 30-day month, okay, that monthly interest type of method, or maybe yearly method, 365-day year, okay. Then we can display this interest report by using display, that is in the gateway of Tally, display statements of accounts, interest calculations, and in that ledgers, and we can select the ledger name. Maybe for example, here you can see there is XY Bank, and it will show the interest calculation for that bank. Even if there is a loan in bank, for that loan ledger you can specify the interest and you can find out whether the bank is charging correctly or not by using this method. Then the scenario management. So scenario means maybe the scenes. In Tally, we can create different scenarios as per the purpose of forecasting or to view provisional reports. That means I want one specific report. I want to find out the maybe profit and loss account, maybe for the future financial year. That type of concept, we'll call it as a scenario reports. And scenario management is for that purpose. The vouchers that are used in scenario management are optional vouchers, memo vouchers, and reverse journal. Remember, sometimes there may be questions related to this. The scenario, why scenario management, and which all vouchers used in scenario management. That is optional voucher, memo vouchers, and reverse journal. How we can create scenario? Go to gateway of Tally, in that F11, and in the F1, that is accounting feature, and activate use reverse journal and optional vouchers to yes. Then you will see the new option scenario in the accounts info. It is gateway of Tally accounts info scenario, and we can take create option to create the scenario. So you can specify the name of the scenario. Then we can set parameter like include actuals to yes or no as required. Then we can specify the voucher type to be included or excluded, and then accept the screen. Here you can see in the figure, name you have to specify, include actuals, yes, then even you can include vouchers if you want, and you can exclude some vouchers, okay. Then we can create the scenario. And when the scenario creation is over, we can use it in our reporting section by using this method. So gateway of Tally, accounting voucher, then select the reverse journal. Maybe we can create ledger of depreciation. So depreciation comes at the end of financial year. So we can create that one. So before that, by using this method like reverse journal, create ledger called depreciation under indirect expense by using Alt C in the voucher entry screen. Then specify the amount, maybe for example 20,000, and then create provision for depreciation account under provision, and then with 20,000. Then you can use scenario in trial balance, balance sheet, etc. That is select balance sheet and then select, see that is new column option to see the scenario chart. So you can see in the column detail. So you can specify method of stack violation, default, type of value to show, actuals. So what we have created here, actuals and provision. There are two scenarios. So provision is a scenario, and select the scenario named provisional, and after this balance sheet will show the actual and provisional report. That means actual report may be with no depreciation, but the provisional report may be with depreciation. So that is the use of scenario. Then next is voucher class. In the syllabus, this concept is not there, but in the April 2018, that means in 2018 question paper, there was question called voucher class. So now Tally has introduced more advanced feature like voucher class to minimize the time consumption and error. So you can automate the voucher entry at the time of voucher creation. So as we know, there are 18 different type of vouchers, and to create vouchers we can select gateway of Tally accounts info voucher type, and in voucher type it will show the option called voucher class to set some advanced parameters at the time of voucher creation, and that is the concept of voucher class. Are the templates or predefined tables that allow transaction posting without touching a ledger. Maybe if you are doing purchase and sales in GST, and at the time of voucher entry you can make that GST automatically if anybody selects the purchase or sales ledger. That type of concept we'll call it as a voucher class. Okay, in simple we can say that it automates the entries, okay, and even automatic rounding up to a present value limits. Then multi-currency. If business uses more than one currency, then such transaction have to be recorded either in the home currency or in the foreign currency, maybe in dollar. Okay, home currency may be rupees. If the transactions are recorded in home currency, recording or mentioning the exchange rate of foreign currency is essential if you have import-export business. This concept is called multi-currency concept in Tally. How we can activate multi-currency? Go to Gateway of Tally, then select F11, that is features, and in that press F1 and set the option enable multi-currency to yes and accept, and then save the changes. Then we can create a currency by using switch to Gateway of Tally. Step 2, select accounts info, then select currencies, then select create. You can see here current currency creation. Symbol is dollar, formal name dollar, number of decimal places 2, all those things you can select and you can press enter. So we have created one currency. Then how we can define the rate of exchange? So in the rate of exchange menu, you can specify the rate of foreign currency for a specific date. Foreign exchange variations occurs every day with different selling and buying rates. As you know, the dollar rate changes every day. Rates of exchange feature helps you record rate of currency for a particular date and apply in your transaction. And to display or alter rates of exchange, go to Gateway of Tally, accounts info, currencies, and then rate of exchange. You can see the option here. Go to Gateway of Tally, accounts info, currencies, rate of exchange. If this is enabled, then only it will show this option. Then when you select this option, you can see here in the multi-currency option, date for rate of exchange. Enter the date for which the exchange rate is applicable. Okay, that is date for rate of exchange. Then enter the standard rate, okay, which is used to calculate variance from the actual transaction rate. Then enter the selling rate, buying rate, then accept the changes. In the same way, you can alter and delete the currency, okay, by using same type of method how we created ledger creation or ledger alteration and ledger deletion. Okay, there is no difference. The creation is same as ledger creation, alteration, ledger deletion. Only thing is you have to change that ledger as currency. Thank you, students. In the next class, that is the last class, so I will give all the shortcuts. Okay, in Tally there may be different shortcut methods. So all the shortcut keys in the next class. Thank you. God bless you.